Hi, how's it going today?
Oh, hi, I'm Deanna. Nice to meet you.
Patrick, nice to meet you as well.
Just looking for a snowboard. I actually need a new one.
Well, you're in the right place. We just got a brand new shipment in actually today. One's in.
Wow.
I'm not really sure what you're looking for though. If you want to help me out, have you been riding for a few years, or are you just starting out, or?
I've been riding for about 5 years, but I've always just kind of bought snowboards. I would walk in and would buy them and not know anything about them.
Just
Just
like,
because how they look.
Yeah.
I buy it because they're pretty, basically.
No, I hear that. Graphics
Yeah.
they keep getting more advanced
Yeah.
and they add more to them each year and stuff.
But I think I've been buying the wrong type of snowboards, to be honest with you. That's why I keep buying them so frequently, because I feel like I can never get a right fit.
In your last board, do you know if it was just too small or too stiff, or?
It was a Rome, I think it was a K2 Skyla, actually, and it was way too tall for me, and it was more, not the opposite of freestyle. What's the opposite of freestyle?
It was like an all-mountain board?
It was an all-mountain board. It was very stiff.
Kind of like, was it like a directional, maybe directional twin? Because the directionals, they're a little different than the twins. The twins will have the same amount of nose and tail, so you can ride either way. And the directional itself alone is just a bigger nose and a shorter tail.
Bigger nose, shorter tail.
Okay, so that's for that rider who, you can ride the other way, but most of the time your board's pointing one way.
Yeah.
So, well, was it pretty worn, you'd say, by now, or have you only had it for so long?
I've had it for about 2.5 years, but I think it should last longer than that. The only reason why I'm looking to buy a new one is just because I feel it's just not doing what I want it to do. I don't feel really comfortable in it. I know how to snowboard very well, but there's some things, carving isn't as easy. I feel like the edges, even though they're sharpened and maintained well, they're not doing their job. I feel like I'll sharpen it and I'll wax it, and then it will basically nothing happened. Doesn't improve it. It stays exactly the same. So it might be the brand.
It could be. Have you tried? You said you tried sharpening the edges. Now, is it kind of soft, or is it a little stiffer?
My board, the flexibility of the board itself, or the edges?
It's the board itself.
The board itself is very stiff.
Very stiff.
Yeah, but I'm a very light person.
Okay.
So a lot of the people who I've tried talking to about it that aren't experts say that it might just be because I weigh 100 pounds and I'm just not able to give it the give to bend almost.
Oh, okay.
But I feel like that's not the case.
Yeah, I feel like it would definitely bend somewhat no matter what board you have.
Yeah.
This for example, this is a directional we have here.
What kind of board is this?
This would be a Signal.
Oh, nice.
It's part of the Signal series. It's this is actually the Signal Love. Not a bad board. It's more of an all-mountain board. And so this might be something similar to what you had before.
Okay.
It is a little bit stiffer, and the edges are a little bit thicker, as you can see. And the board itself does have a little bit of flex, but not
significant.
Not too much give, no. So this is what you probably had before. I'm not sure about the size. Probably not the size, but
yeah. Actually, it was about the size. I would bring it up, and actually, this one is shorter.
Okay.
It would usually be up to here on me. So it was way too big.
Yeah, so you want in between your nose and your chin.
Yeah, so right here.
That's why it might have been a little harder to move around and whatnot. Well, there are a few different types of boards.
Okay.
Like I was saying, we have your all-mountain board, and then there's your true twin, which is the same amount of nose and tail. Makes it a little easier and a little bit more fun to play around on, especially if you're trying to get in the park. I don't know if you were thinking about doing that this year, or you just want to stick to the mountain?
Just want to try to stick to the mountain. What I really need, basically, is I don't really need a flexible board, but it would just nice to have more give than that. Not as much give as a freestyle board.
Okay.
Just something that I can kind of taste a little bit of everything with. Maybe do the progression park at Loon. Maybe do something, you know what I mean? Just be able to kind of open my options and not stick to one specific style.
Right. No, I get that, and I feel like without these boards right here, you definitely want to break away from the kind of directional all-mountain feel.
Okay.
But you want a little bit of both worlds, right?
Yeah, that sounds exactly what I would like.
Well, this right here is something similar to that, but then again, it's a little more for park. I don't know if you want to do the park, but this is our new model, the Academy Propaganda. This year's new shape too. It's got a wild cutting the nose.
Yeah, I really like the
and the
fin
tail.
and all that stuff. It's really cool.
Yeah, it just kind of helps with a little more fun board play, and it's still just as soft as the last series from last year. So this is something definitely fun to play around on. It's also got that reverse camber, so when you're putting both feet down on the ground, you can see that it will even out nice and flat to get a better grip on the surface of the snout.
I do see that. Okay, nice.
You want to take a look right here?
Yeah, I do like that. It's a beautiful board. It's definitely something that I'm interested in.
Well, we have that, and we also have our Signal Park series. Now, this is what you might find a little more up your alley, and this is best of both worlds. It's a all mountain board and in the park. It's got that great twin shape with a nice blunted nose and tail, and it's just got regular camber, just traditional for that classic pop.
Yeah.
Soft, but not too soft. Soft and sturdy.
It's a lot more flexible than that one, which is what I like. But it's not like bending in half either.
Right,
so
right.
It's like right and the flex zone, I guess you can say that I would like it.
Yeah, and it's got that nice camber, like I was saying, the traditional, and the mounts for the bindings aren't too stretched as you might find in a few other boards. But yeah, if you want to take a look at that right there, these are all our new models for 2015.
Yeah. So what I'm worried about is, I mean, obviously all of these boards are beautiful. I'm not interested in this one at all, just because it's so similar to the board I'm using right now, actually. Okay. This one, I mean, it's my favorite looks-wise. Obviously, it's the most unique, has the best colors. But this one, which also sadly seems to be the most expensive one, is my favorite. But I don't know if I can afford, a $2,000 snowboard.
Well, I feel that it's hard. A lot of companies these days are charging a lot more for their equipment and just the technology they're putting into their equipment. We do have a payment plan for the select models. The Academies we do not, unfortunately. It is a little cheaper than the Signals.
And what's the interest on this payment plan?
Well, you would be paying around $30 a month and maybe like 2% interest.
Oh, okay. So that's a pretty low interest. I can handle that.
Yeah, it's really nothing. The company itself is just trying to help get boards out to riders and get them on the feet and on the mountain.
So you just basically care about people like doing what they love, not necessarily
forking
out the money.
Right. I mean, that's why I'm in it. I'm here because I love doing it myself, and if I'm not here, you'll find me in the mountain snowboarding. So
nice. Well, I'm definitely interested in buying the board, and you did say that we could do like the flex pay or monthly payment of $30.
Right, and we could talk it through some more.
But $2,000 is $2,000. If you think about that, 2%, that is like $200.
Well, you only pay interest for the first few months.
Oh, okay. So
and then you continue making your payments.
Alrighty. Well, I'm gonna have to think about it. I'm gonna have to check with my husband, just because we both work hard and can't just dish out $2K.
No, hey, I hear that. I mean, it is an expensive hobby. They say it for a reason. I mean, they have the prices up there, and they got people who want to pay. And it's in the end, it's all up to you. And most of the time, people find it's just worth it to just get out there and get away from the world. And snowboard is key.
Well, I'm definitely interested. It's a great board, but like I said, I'm willing to pay $2,000. Just have to talk with my husband about it.
Yes, no worries. No worries at all.
To do the payment plan and all that fun stuff, but I don't think I can sign any paperwork today.
All right, not a problem. Is there anything else? I mean, I could help you with today. Maybe bindings, boots you're interested in looking in.
No, pretty much. Like I have boots. I have bindings. I have Burton freestyles. They pretty much match to any board, and I've used them for every board I've had, and I like them a lot.
Okay.
But the board is the main issue. My husband is at work right now, so I can't even call him, which is, the sad part. But what I can try to do is meet with you next week.
Okay.
At a day that me and my husband share off. And next Tuesday is Veterans Day, so I think what we'll do is, since you guys are open, we'll head down and you can basically give him the lowdown, and then we'll go from there.
All right, sounds good. And if you want, I can put this aside for now, and we could just put your name on it, and I can tell him that you're going to be back in, and that way it doesn't go anywhere, and it stays right here when you come back.
Yeah, if you could, I mean, I know you're only supposed to do it for 48 hours, but if you can pull it for a week, I would
It'll be
basically
our
thank
little
you.
secret. Don't you worry.
All right, great.
I can put this aside, and I mean, if you come back and interested in some boots or bindings, just let me know. We have
Yeah.
plenty of new women's boards, like this one itself, in boots and bindings, as well as snowboard outerwear.
Well, I do know my husband is looking for a new pair of skis.
Really?
So you can come in and we'll go over the specs for this, and then you can go over the skis.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, I know a guy right down the hall, downstairs, and Jim, great guy, really good with skis.
Nice.
So I can direct you towards him, and he would be more than happy to help your husband out finding a nice pair of skis.
All right. Well, I'll be here around noon on Tuesday.
Awesome.
It's
Great.
nice to meet you, Pat.
Nice to meet you as well,
Thank
Dean.
you.